Welcome to Toffee TV. I am joined by Jim Keoghan, the author of Greatest Games, Everton's Greatest Games, basically. The Toffee's 50 finest matches, in your opinion, or or just the 50?
I think yeah.
No, it's a book. I was just looking through some of them, then we'll go through it. Difficult to find 50 games.
Yeah,
was it?
Actually, I think I got to like 48, then I struggled.
Then you struggled.
Yeah.
But I suppose, obviously, when we've won stuff, how do you pick out? It's difficult, I suppose, to pick out some of the games within that run.
Yeah, if you're picking from like a title winning season, what games do you pick? Is the games when you win the cup itself and you get the atmosphere in that, or do you pick like one game that reflects that season's performance? It's always quite tricky to kind of judge you.
Yeah. So how did the idea for the book come about?
Well, I'd done one previously on the 90s, which, you know, as everyone knows, I mean, there were high points that season, but it was quite grim. So I fancied doing something where it was just nice.
It was nice.
So going through like the club's history, it's great to kind of look at the high points. And also, I think a lot of fans, you're sort of aware of kind of your Evertonian lifespan. You kind of know when you first come in blue, you kind of live it. You know those sort of games. The past, you're sort of aware of what goes on, but you don't always know in such massive detail. So it was quite nice to go back and visit periods where I knew Everton had been okay and done good stuff, but I didn't know exactly what and who played and what that season had been like. So I wanted to kind of go back and learn as much as I could about the club as well. Yeah.
How did you become an Evertonian? Is it just family? Is it the...
Well, to begin with, I was a Red.
What?
I was like
full disclosure,
3 years old. I liked the colour red, and that was it. And then my family had die-hard Blues. So my ma said to me, I think I was about 4. She said that Father Christmas won't come to you if you're a Red. And at that age, I thought, well, that's shit.
Good mum.
Yeah, and so I changed. It's obviously years later, he realised doesn't, you know, he's done Father Christmas. I'm thinking it was too. I'm sorry, I've ruined that for you.
Non-believer.
But by that point, I was entrenched because I was being in the game and we started like winning stuff. But it was a threat that got me first involved. Yeah, but I'm glad that she did it because. I mean, I'd much rather be a blue.
You weren't really a Red at 3, mate. I'm not having that.
I like the colour red, and at that age, that's all you care about. I mean, I hadn't been to a game, I didn't really know much about them, and then, you know, once I really got into football properly, I was the blue, and that's I haven't looked back.
First game?
The Howard Kendall first game, the 3-1 against Birmingham. Yeah.
Alan Bailey.
That's right.
Rod Stewart scoring at you.
Yeah, and a sense of excitement. I think there was a sense that you could really feel amongst like the fans and me mum and dad that they felt like this was something different. I think they felt like the gloom of the years had gone, and maybe in a really sunny day and everyone felt quite upbeat, even though it took a while to actually kind of get going, but you could feel something in the crowd that day. I found that, you know, as a young lad, I found quite exciting.
The Magnificent 7, obviously.
That's right, yeah.
Only really Nev was it. But that was another time. 7 come in and we thought it was the start of a new era,
like a brave new dawn. But
and it wasn't.
It wasn't.
For want of a better phrase, it wasn't. Remember it well myself. So obviously from then, you know, we were just talking off camera before about you know, when you're a young lad and you start going to match, and then all of a sudden Everton became champions and won cups, and it was like, it's all right, this footy support
it was all right. I think I was spoiled. I mean, to kind of, you know, before I was maybe 12, I think I'd seen us win 2 titles, an FA Cup Winners' Cup, and being arguably, I think, you know, probably in '85 the best team in Europe. And you see, and all I'd really watched is fantastic football. And there was no sense of disappointment. We won derbies. There's a feeling that Liverpool were like we were kind of taking them on. And so you think football's great, isn't it? And being Evertonian's great. It's not until maybe about the early teens when things began going a bit mediocre, and then not to really think, actually, this maybe being a blue isn't that good. You know,
we were sold a false dawn. That was, I mean, that certainly. That was how I remember getting stick in school off Liverpool fans, and then all of a sudden we won the FA Cup, and then we won the league, and the chest was out going into school, and it was usually crap, we're the best team on Merseyside, and We had it, we went back and forth. I mean, I still, if I'm honest and full disclosure, I still haven't got over 86. Because we were so close to doing the double.
Yeah.
And they ended up doing it for the first time at our expense, which probably should have given me a barometer for life. That no matter what we do, those fuckers will always outdo us.
I think that was the first time that football made me cry.
Oh.
I remember, when I think because it's quite cruel to be so close to yourselves doing a double and to lose it to your rivals. That's quite hard to bear.
And it's hard to bear, and I suppose if you lost it to your rivals where they were a bit shit a lot of the time, you'd get over it. But the fact that they just do the R and it makes it harder because it was like an important moment in our history that we let slip through our grasp, like only Everton can, I suppose. We're still haunted by Gary Stevens trying to bend the ball past Jan Mulvey down the line. Jan Mulvey with an arse, like a double-decker bus, drive into corner.
But it's it's things like that they stick in your head.
It's just burnt him,
You can see that pass.
If he led us that into the corner flag, we're still 1-0 up. And he tries to bend it round him, he knocks it, rush downs, bam, Mims, and it's 1-1 and the game obviously. And then that save from Grobbelaar from Sharp up 1-1, the header, the Kevin Sheedy missed the... Look at it's all flowing back. I'll start crying in a minute. Sheedy missed one just after half time at 1-0. But it, ended up putting it wide with his right foot. That goes 2-0. It's happy days. And they're all, obviously, that's all burnt in your mind, isn't it? But I mean, we came back the following year and won the title. At their expense, which was quite
so
nice.
Something,
and we were just saying before, we were talking about, obviously, there's the highs and the lows of the Wimbledon game. Which was a low.
It's a weird game because it's one of those ones where, like, emotionally, it's like really engaging because it's you sort of like you experience everything in 90 minutes. You at 2-0 down, you think you're finished, and to come back, it's one of those experiences where you'd never want to go through it again, but you're almost glad you were there to experience it. But as long as because it went well,
they've gone the other way. I don't think you'd have been glad.
But it's one of the ones I think I had to put in because it's such a massive game. I mean,
obviously we had all the coach getting burnt and all the folklore around it, and we had Dean, we're 2-0 down, aren't we? And Dean Holdsworth misses a chance to make it a header at the street and to make it 3-0. You thinking back now, and there's people standing in the trees because the park end was flat. There
was like a moment where I think Holdsworth had a header at 2-1, cleared off the line. I think it was by Graham Stewart. That would have been 3-1, and then seconds later, Horn scores. You think in the space of 2 or 3 minutes,
it could have changed.
Everything changed.
See that's what doesn't make me laugh, obviously, but that's what when people say like, they threw the game and all that, you're thinking they went 2-0 up and then they had Holdsworth didn't, and the header at the street and the 2-0 he normally buries them. The header did that, but the other one, like you say, was close to going 3-1. They were in a game. Barry Orn's goal isn't exactly a tap in from a yard out.
You can't foresee that kind of goal.
No, not from Barry Orn.
No.
No.
But it's weird because when he did it, like, you're up celebrating, but at the same time you can't quite comprehend what you've seen because it's Barry Orn, and it's gone.
Barry Orn,
and he's hit this kind of wonder strike that's kind of crashed, and you're thinking, did that just happen?
He gave me a false image of himself, Barry Orn, because on his debut we had Chef Weather home in '92, and he was making his debut, and we drew 1-1. He scored. He broke from midfield and smashed one in off the underside of the bar. And I was thinking, hey, we can midfielder here who can get goals.
I
think the next one was that Wales. He saved it, which is fair enough. And then obviously we have the block tackle from Graham Stewart that wins the game, which is still one of the most bizarre goals.
Just a weird goal.
It's just a strange.
I mean, again, like, it's one of those things that are stuck in your head. I can still see the moment. I was sitting behind that goal, and as it hits it, you're thinking that was not going in.
Back pass.
And as it just sort of bobbled, you're thinking, again, you're up and thinking, how's that gone in?
How's it crept in? Yeah, I think that's probably why people are questioning Ham's
Yeah,
gait.
I mean, it was bobbling. That's the thing.
Yeah,
and, like, you know,
a bobble.
And like he's got like so many angry blues behind him, and keepers do make mistakes. They just, you know, it was a high pressure game, but still, it was a crap shot.
And they were then obviously their heads, you know, were Andy Wimbledon thinking,
Yeah,
we need to get off this pitch.
Yeah.
We burnt our coach.
yeah, just
We won't get off this pitch alive, basically, because you know you dread to think what would have happened if they'd gone the other way. But obviously we win that game, we stay up, you know, and then we have it again. You know, you called that one the Great Escape. Only right that you had to call the Coventry one the Great Escape too, because that's another crazy game in Everton's history.
That's what we've seen before. It's kind of you know, it's one of those games where we say sums up what it's like being Evertonian. To have kind of in our hands, and to be 1-0 up, and to get a pen, to miss the pen, and then minutes later they level. That's, you know, we almost threw it all away.
It's just unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, obviously Chelsea had beaten Bolton that day, weren't they? And their fans were booing when they went forward and scored and all that because they wanted us relegated. You know, it's just.
But it's, you know, it's those last 3 or 4 minutes were just
hell.
Yeah, absolute hell. Yeah,
it's mad, isn't it? You know, we're just talking about how great it was to hell. Within the first one was 7 years after we'd won the league, which is nothing. Yeah. And then obviously 9 years after we'd won the title.
But even the Coventry one, I mean, you're thinking, you know, we were
3 years after winning the FA Cup.
Yeah, and we were at one point like pushing for Europe, weren't we, under Joe Royle? Things were going great, and then within 18 months, we're within minutes of going down.
Awful, yeah.
You think, you know, it's the turnaround is dizzying sometimes.
It's unbelievable. It just shows football. I mean, let's hope we have a turnaround of epic proportions this season, and we win the FA Cup and finish 7th. Which
just survive it or something.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you know, going through it, obviously we've got some of the early stuff. I think it's really important, like you said before. We've got this image of our history. We know that we won the FA Cup in 1906 and things like that. It's in your mind, and we 1878 we were formed. And how have you picked out the early stuff? I suppose we've got, you've got Bolton Wanderers 1887 in the beginning, Accrington 1888, the Derby County, our record win 11-2, obviously that's in there.
You've got to
have that one in. The first Kings of Anfield, Burnley, 3-2 there. So it's just going back and seeing what kind of things were key at that time.
It was sort of trying to build like a picture of how like this. I mean, when football first began, kind of kicking off, and there were loads of clubs like Everton, small clubs, and what made this club we were playing park football go to like within a space of I don't know, maybe it's just over a decade to being one of the first members of the Football League, and you're trying to pick out the games that show us building, and then becoming. Arguably for the first few decades of the Football League, one of the best, if not the best team around, always in amongst title races, always doing good stuff. How did that happen? I'm trying to pick games that reflect the way that we kind of, moving grounds and beating our rivals and getting titles and that kind of stuff, and just seeing how Everton first began becoming the club that we were for so long, which was kind of a giant of the game, really.
Anfield attendance, 12,000, 1888. Take that to away games now, Derby County, 10,000 at Anfield. Just horrible seeing them. The days when we should win at Anfield, by the way, it's quite nice, isn't it? Obviously, we go through, the cup comes home, Newcastle, the FA Cup win. I mean, a lot of these are like match reports of what have gone on.
It's kind of it's using like the press from the time to kind of get a feel of what the game was like as well before you get kind of players' opinions and fan opinions.
I mean, look at that. We beat Liverpool 3-0 in 1894, 44,000 at Goodison, incredible.
Which is massive by the time.
Unbelievable. Dixie's 60 is in there. So all the key moments. With building. So if anyone wants a bit more information on it, you see things like Newcastle 1906. So we won the cup there, the cup came home. There's more meat on the bones there. It's great for people who want that to pad out the history, really.
And it sort of gives you like, it's not just like just game. It shows you the story of everything, but kind of punctuated by these moments. So you get a feel of the ups and downs, and you know that's the fallow times, and what often kind of why these upturns meant so much. Because you know things are being bad, and suddenly out of the blue, like with Dean, suddenly they turn around, and you kind of appreciate why that was so important to the club as well.
Look at that! I've just opened it on Everton 6, West Ham 1. That'd be nice.
Could do that again,
that'd be nice. Yeah. Just going. I mean, I do love all this kind of stuff because it does give you that. It does give you that meat. But obviously, you'd always tend to go to your era. Then I mean, look at that, and they go, So I'm looking. We'll go through. Obviously, we remember us losing the League Cup. I was a baby. You know, we lost to Villa. All those games to Villa. But I remember my dad being devastated. Got Latches. You know, his 30th goal games in there. We beat Chelsea 6-0. The Varady one, Andy King's Liverpool's in there, but Imre Varady, that one in the FA Cup 81 was a mad one because they were brilliant, Liverpool, to be fair. You know, they were at top side. We, as Everton do, were struggling again. But to beat them, you know, 4th round of the FA Cup to knock them out was fantastic. It was unbelievable. Avi Cohen own goal, I think, as well, with Varady, and it shows just give us something at that time.
It shows me before about a great game doesn't need to be a trophy. Doesn't even need to reflect a great season. I think for that game I was interviewing Bruce who went to it, and it just meant so much because he was saying Liverpool. I mean, you know, it'd been Liverpool from the 70s and 80s, and they'd been dominant, and Everton had a tricky time. And you know, if you look at the stats, it's not a, you know, it's only 2-1. It's you can get to that final cup. It's not a big deal. But emotionally, for those fans who were from the club and who were there, it was massive.
I can remember it, and it was a we were the underdogs, even though it was at home. You know, they were the top side, and for us to beat them, just give us a little bit of sprinkling of stardust, because it was thin pickings at that time. For them it wasn't. They were winning European Cups and League Championships and stuff like that around that era. So, you know, it'd been a while since we'd won anything, so to knock them up the cup was key. Obviously we move on. Kevin Brock back pass. I can remember this game like it was yesterday. I remember it was just you know, we were playing well at the time, but these had knocked Manchester United out in this competition. I can remember that game. When I can see it in my mind now, they beat United. I think Mark Hughes scored for United. They beat United 2-1, I think, at Oxford. And, you know, a little tight ground. They had those little box goals with, you know, and they were this team that were mysterious, you know, doing well at a smaller team. And we go there and we're 1 down, and it's looking like we're going out. And then the back pass to Inchy, and with the Lecoq Sportif boots on, and he dances round a keeper and knocks it in. And, you know, we beat them 4-1 in the replay a week later, and onwards enough. You know,
and he was saying that in that game, when he went on the keeper, that area of the pitch was thick with ice. So, like, it was, you know,
he was like skating.
Yeah, that could have gone any. He could have easily slid, and then that's it. You know, we're out, and so much different. Just him keeping his balance at that point was so important to what came next. It's, you know, these little things sometimes.
Just, I mean, that. It was fantastic. When we played them in the replay, it was snowing as well. We had the orange ball for the first half an hour. We beat them 4-1, and then went on to obviously Aston Villa in the semi, and then Liverpool in the final. But we were just beginning. The wheels were beginning to turn, and because that season, there's a game isn't in here, but that season, the obviously was the cushions coming down. Coventry. You know, when it was bad. It was, you know, I would have been there for a few years, and at that Coventry game, 0-0, I remember coming out the ground, and it was, you're young, so you just think, oh, that was crap. You know, but older fellas who were there, probably like me now, moaning, you know, older fellas were there, and we're like, oh no, this is terrible, and blah blah blah, you know, and we go to Wolves, I think, next, and get sunk 3-0, and Wolves were struggling. Wolves were down there as when he beat us 3-0, and we went to Birmingham, and everyone was like, they'll get turned over here, you know, Birmingham. I think we had Stoke away in the FA Cup at the weekend, and we go to Birmingham and win 2-0 from nowhere, and then I went to Stoke on the Saturday with my dad, third round the FA Cup. We win 2-0 there, and all of a sudden this momentum starts picking up, you know. And then like we had the Oxford game and we beat them, and before you know, I think we went 18 games unbeaten.
Yeah. That second half of the season, we were incredible.
Incredible. We beat Villa 2-0 in the League Cup semi-final first leg, and then we lose 1-0 down there. Rideout scored, and Paul Rideout scored for them, but we beat them 2-1 and aggregate went through. And FA Cup we were going on, and you know, we result in beating Watford, you know, game number 30 in here at the FA Cup. I noticed you've got 0-0 March 84. I think we had Tim Arnold in goal that day. I think we went to Anfield and 2-0. I think is it that one? Let me just check. But you know, before that Watford game, was for me was unbelievable, because I think that I don't know whether there'll ever be a time as an Evertonian again. Oh no, it's the League Cup. What am I on about? We drew 1-1 with them, didn't we, before the League Cup? The Liverpool game. Let's talk about that very quickly, because that one. You were obviously, you're just a little bit younger than me, but you'll remember it anyway. I mean, that when we went to Wembley against them and 3-0, the Hansen handball, they were brilliant. Don't forget, they win the European Cup this year on penalties against Roma, don't they? You know, Everton were outstanding that day. You know, Aidan Heath goes around, Grobbler knocks it. Hansen has a game of basketball on the line, not McGibbon. As all, you know, as usual. But both teams, it was for the 0-0 in the pissing down rain at Wembley. It was a great game. The attendance is down as 100,000. It's bollocks. There's about 120 in there, because people were climbing up in windows and you couldn't move. You know, and you come out of that, the Merseyside getting sung, both teams walking around together. It was an incredible time as a football supporter, and I suppose younger people. Younger, you know, kids, lot younger than us, wouldn't be able to comprehend that now. Us playing Liverpool in the cup final, drawing 0-0, blue and red side by side. The both players walking around. There was a picture at the end. I don't know whether you remember. There was a picture of the two teams had taken at the end. Red, blue, over the scar. You know, and that was incredible. And we go to Main Road 4 days later, and Souness wins it, doesn't he?
But there was a lot of there was a few players interviewed for that, and they said that was a key game for them. That none proved to them that they could go up against the best.
Yeah, because they were the best.
And made the measure of them. I think that it doesn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter that they lost the replay. Because it was upsetting. Do you think for what came next, especially for the FA Cup final, in their heads they felt different. They thought, we can. If we can draw against Liverpool at that level, then we should fear no one at all.
When you think, you know. I think back to it now, and I remember we lost at Main Road. Didn't have a ticket for Main Road, and we got beat 1-0 soon. I still remember what state it was on. And when I think back now, I just remember being, I can't believe we've lost that. Imagine it now. Be nervous breakdowns, wouldn't it? You know, we got beat by them in a cup final again at Wembley, you know, or a replay, and we should have won the first one. You know, typical Everton, isn't it? We should have won the first one. We didn't. We kept beating the replay. You know, you just get over it quickly. And then next one, we had an FA Cup final to go to. I mean, unbelievable. You know, we went, as I was saying before, the Watford game. Just knew we were going to win. Yeah, just knew. And I don't think, unless we become like Man City standard, where we're amazing, I don't know whether there'll ever be another cup final, if we get to another cup final, where I will be so relaxed and confident that we have won before we even went in there. Even though Watford were a good side, you know, they finished runners up a couple of years before.
I think Everton's form going into that was just so incredible. I mean, just like almost impossible to beat. Playing good football. That's different. You know, it wasn't just a case of you nicking wins. We were looking.
We had everything though. We had Heath, Sharp, and Gray. You know, we had them 2 inches just behind them, and we could mix it, couldn't we? We had Stephen and Sheedy on the wings, or Kevin Richardson as it was that day. You know, we had players there with ability, reading, midfield. We had everything. We had obviously the greatest goalkeeper ever to play the game. Helped. You know, in terms of Nev. So, but they had a good side. They had John Barnes and Luke Bliss.
But that team, as they proved the following season, they were a championship winning team. Yeah. And at that point, they were pretty much there anyway. So really, we were almost too good for that game. That game was always going to be a fucking conclusion, because we were, even at that point there, potentially one of the best in the country and way better than Watford.
It's fantastic, and they're still at the greatest picture I think about Kendall. The greatest image when he's looking up, smiling when Ratcliffe gets the cup, and you see how proud he is of that. And that, to me, that's what I'll always.
What he said, that was his best moment. So winning that first cup,
the first one.
Even though he won loads of stuff, getting that first trophy, because you always go down in history as a manager, he brought home silverware.
Yeah.
And it was the first one. I think he felt once they'd done that, he knew. I think he knew what he had then.
Yeah.
And once they got the confidence of winning a trophy, then I think he felt other stuff will follow.
Obviously, we then beat Liverpool, who were the European champions at Wembley in the Charity Shield with the Brucey own goal, which was great, and then we beat them again with the Graham Sharp.
Yeah, which is I think a really important game, that one.
Unbelievable game. Even though I don't know whether I said on camera or off camera before, when we beat them that day, they were 19th in the league.
Yeah.
You know, it was massive for us because we had Liverpool away, Manchester United home in a week. You know, when we beat them.
We had a European game midweek too.
Yeah, and Bratislava.
That's right, and also Rush. Typical Everton, Rush is coming back for that game.
Yeah.
And you think nowadays that was somebody coming back. We think, well, they're going to bang in goals, but we snuffed them out.
We just didn't have hardly anything.
And we were kind of, and it wasn't just a case of beating them. We outplayed them.
Oh, we were superb. We were absolutely superb because they were brilliant. Anfield was packed. They were brilliant. We were emerging like we were a team. Don't get me wrong, but they were fantastic, and we go there and beat them 1-0, and it could have been more. You know, it could have been more. We then Manchester United, the 5-0, which was just one of the most complete Everton performances I think I've ever seen. Because United were a decent side, they were a handy
they
side.
Were title rivals. I mean, really, in fact, at the start of the season, Everton weren't part of the kind of.
No. Well, we'd finished 7th, hadn't we? So
no one was saying it was Spurs.
We were on a good run. Yeah. People were saying they're getting better and all that, but Spurs, Liverpool, United,
the usual ones. And so turn over your title rivals, 5. Not just turn over. I mean,
we destroyed them. We could have been more. I remember coming out 5-0 winners and just thinking that should have been 8, 9, 10 that today because we were that good. You know, and then of course we played them 3 days later in the League Cup at Old Trafford and beat them 2-1. So it just showed you what a good side we were, you know. Bayern Munich, again, probably the best night I've ever had as an Evertonian. Bayern Munich.
I think that's the game almost. That's like the first one.
That to me was the final.
Yeah.
Rapid Vienna was amazing and we beat them and it was great, but they were the best team in Europe at that time, even though they were in the Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
They were emerging again. They were amazing in Germany. Everyone was going on about them. You know, when they come to us, we give them a goal. You know, we drew 0-0 in the Olympic Stadium, which was a great result over there. And they come to Goodison, and I remember I got in, left school, got in at the open the gate at 5:30. I was in right at the front to the right of the goal in the street end, and I can remember it was Ollie Hearn scored.
Yeah.
Went down, Nevin put it in. Seemed ages before he put it in, and I just remember the noises of it, the net, and silence.
Yeah.
And then just then, because the Munich fans were up in the top balcony in the corner. That's where they put them, and you just heard like however many, wasn't that many.
About 50.
It was just it was eerie, you know. And the whistle went at half time. I don't know whether it was being a kid, but just thinking, we'll win this.
Yeah.
And now I'll probably be having a nervous breakdown and people will probably be, you know. But we just come out, and the noise when they come out for the second half was incredible.
Yeah.
And we equalised within a few minutes, and once it went 1-1, they win. Don't even think they had another attack. We just.
Graham Ennis from Sky Grace said, imagine the best atmosphere you've ever experienced to Goodison, and that times it by 10.
Yeah, and it was unbelievable. It was when the second goal, Andy Gray, I think it is, isn't it? The second one was I think it's Andy Gray. With the second one goes in, it's unbelievable. You can't hear yourself think.
Yeah.
And then when Trevor Stevens scored, you're just thinking the whole ground's going to collapse here because it was the noise. They were overawed by Munich. They were just like looking round, like, get me off this pitch, because we were into them. You know.
I mean, also you think like it's not just beating there. Once you're through, you know that you're probably going to win it.
Yeah.
It's know because the
momentum, isn't it? Momentum. Then you know everything that was put, like, we've got a European final to look forward to, but back onto the league now. You know, and obviously we had the win at Sheffield Wednesday, Andy Gray, and then we come home on the Monday to QPR, and that was a party. We had loads of games to go.
Yeah.
You know, QPR were never going to cause us any issues.
Yeah.
You know, and we beat them 2-0 comfortably, and obviously win the league, and that's in the cabinet. So the league's there. Got a cup final.
Yeah.
You know, we beat Luton. In the semi-final, got Luton to come, we've got Rapid Vienna to come. Just an unbelievable time. You talk about, that's why I'm going on about it, because it's just, after feeling as low as we do now, these little things pick you up, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, when you think back and you're able to talk through them, you just think, oh my God.
Well, you realise just how good we've been. Yeah, I mean, not just that season. There have been, you know, throughout history, we are punctuated by periods of like undeniable class, often sandwiched in between periods of shit.
Yeah.
But it's there. I mean, you know, very few clubs can boast kind of the length that we've and of time that we've been doing this. There are lots of clubs who've had good periods, but Everton, from the very beginning, have been able to kind of be good for a bit and fall off for a bit.
Well, it might happen this decade as well now, but the noughties were the only decade in which we never won a trophy.
Yeah.
So it could happen. We've basically got 2 years to win something, otherwise it's gone on, hasn't it? But you know, we've always done something. Other games in there, obviously Norwich, when we, you know, the finals in there, Norwich when we beat them to win the league, Pathfinder now, the 4-4 with Kenny, which was an incredible game. Again, not as the way it was then, and it wouldn't happen now. To be murder now, but at that time, that 4-4 coming back and went out with a few of my mates who were Reds, and we were all, you know, what a game. And now it just wouldn't be like that. You know, I think it's gone to a different level. The Wimbledon we talk about, Royal Resurrection, we beat Liverpool 2-0, Duncan Rideout. Bollocks Theatre final with Joe Royal, what a phrase, you know, which was, I mean, that day, Spurs, that was a weird one, because it was a season, obviously we were struggling in the league, but we were on a great run. You know, we'd started terribly, and Joe had got us, we were on a really good run. But going to that, we just beat Newcastle, haven't we, I think? Yeah. And we go to that game at Ellen Road, and I was confident, even though they were amazing. We had no Duncan, of course, and we were all a bit gutted about that. But I was still thinking, if we can stay in this game, we can beat these. But to do what we done to them was unbelievable. And it was the only goal we conceded in the whole cup run, and it wasn't even a penalty.
Well, I think we were billed as kind of a scrappy team. I mean, we were kind of we were a survival team, and they were meant to be one of the best football inside the country. And actually, we outplayed them. We played the football, and they looked lost. And the pen shouldn't have been a pen; it should have just been 4-0. Yeah, I mean, blew them off the park.
We did. We destroyed them.
It's probably one of the best kind of Everton performances from the past maybe 30 years, because we were just sensational.
And they just didn't know what to do. Their fans were trying to get the game abandoned. Remember, they come on them swinging on them and all that rubbish. But we destroyed them. It was unbelievable. Obviously, the cup final was amazing. You know, Graham Stewart and the Stewart, how we missed out setting it in. There's Nev's double save. We've got Coventry, the Great Escape. We've got our last win at Anfield, had to be in there. You can't believe when that night, I remember the game finished, and I remember being disappointed that night that it wasn't 3-0, because we battered them. We battered them. You know, and we had chances on the break to kill the game.
Right, again, it's a bit like 84. It's one thing to go there and win, which is, you know, rare enough for us. To go there and outplay them.
There was one, the Staunton was in goal at the end, wasn't it? He had a 3-on-2 and missed it. You know, and you're thinking, and I'm sure they had a chance right at the end, a shot from my hand, and thinking, how have we not won, you know, sewn this game?
Well, Jeff has missed a few chances.
Jeff has missed them before he got sent off. I mean, and that, you wouldn't have thought that night, you'd be saying, like, I'm going to win there again now for the next 18, 19 years. You couldn't see it.
And also, you know, time not even get close.
No, it's terrible, isn't it? Rooney, remember the name? What I mean, that had to be in there, didn't it? Breaking the glass ceiling, the Tim Cahill, Davy Weir, Newcastle, the Andy Johnson derby, Fiorentina, oh my God. That was a night we come very close. I think if we got past that, we may have won that. We may have won that and become within an inch Leon Osman, if he could have just, right at the end of full time, the normal time, he didn't connect. That header went wide and he stuck his leg out if he'd got a touch on it.
Them that day.
We destroyed them. How they got through, I'll never know. United. So Oviedo, baby.
Yeah,
is
that's the last one. Which is quite depressing, thinking since then there's been... We've had alright games, but nothing.
There's been nothing that you think
shake you.
Should be in there. Yeah. So have you got your next 50 planned?
No.
I
was really hoping to get one from last season. I thought that'd be a nice way to end it. I really thought I'd have with a new manager, and I was tempted by the City game, but actually it didn't really...
It hasn't amounted to anything.
No, that's the thing.
I mean, it was a great performance.
It wasn't like compared. I think that that Oviedo game seemed to sum up something about that season.
Yeah,
where like we felt fearless.
Well, that was key, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, again that night, okay, we had a little bit of luck at times, but we'd gone there and we'd done it, and it felt. I think the thing with that is it felt like it was coming as we were building. Okay, they had. I remember they hit the bar, didn't he?
Yeah,
Rooney hit the bar.
We were fortunate.
We were a little bit lucky, but we were on the break a couple of times, and you felt that we were going to win it because we were going for it. Remember, Martin?
We felt feel. I think that summed up like Martinez's football and also Everton that season, where we felt like we could do anything.
Yeah.
And that, to win there all the time. I know it was Moyes and it wasn't like playing a Ferguson side, but still, it was.
Still got to go there.
Yeah, exactly. And all that kind of, we hadn't won there since.
They were champions, right?
Yeah, and we hadn't won there since Kendall.
Yeah, 21
years,
which
is a
years,
huge mental block to get over. And I thought, I think that game, that season, you felt like something good's happening here, and it felt like we were going places.
Well, it did remove, if you think about it, did remove the fear, because the year later we went there and we weren't playing very well, but Oviedo had the shot again and De Gea tipped it over the bar at the last kick of it. An unbelievable save. Otherwise that would have been 2-2. And then we go there a year later and we get beat 1-0. We had chances. And then last season we went there. There was no fear, we weren't getting battered. We were going there. Last season we were 15 seconds away from winning. They get a penalty and from Ashley Williams being ridiculous. And that last year, actually, the chances we missed on the break, we should have won that game 3-0. We missed Barkley and Lukaku, had chances to kill that game dead before they get the penalty. So it kind of has removed a little bit. Right, we've been spanked this year, but again, late on.
Didn't really count that one.
No.
Yeah, because we should have lost, but not like that.
No. So I suppose it's removed a little bit. You look at it and go, it's a tough game, but we can win there. We won there a couple of years
ago.
It's not
like Anfield.
But Anfield,
a huge block.
This is the worst time I've ever felt with Anfield. That now, for the first time in my life, the last few years, I look and think we can't win there.
No.
And I've never felt like that. Even when they've had a good side, I've gone there and thought, keep it tight, we can nick something here. Now I just look and think,
I think you go there now hoping to not get battered.
Yeah.
You think if we go there in a few weeks and it's like you lose 1-0, you think, well, I'll probably take that. But you're thinking it could be like...
could be 10-0.
Yeah.
At the moment. The way we're defending, the way they attack.
They must be so looking forward to playing us.
Imagine us. We know what would happen though if this was the other way around. They come and beat us.
Yeah.
Wouldn't they?
Yeah.
We'd be going, this will be 5 or 6 now. This will be easy. And they'd come to Goodison and we'd get beat 1-0.
That's them though, isn't it? That's the difference between two sides.
Ooh. See, it's why that 86 thing still rankles.
There's so many things that rankle.
Let's not go into it. Do another video for that. Everton's greatest games, the Toffee's 50 finest matches by Jim Keogan. Get it? It's great. Loads of history in there. And at times like this, when things aren't great, this warms the cockles. What a Christmas present. Get it on your list. Big thanks to Jim for coming in and talking about the book.
Cheers.
Superb, mate. See you soon on Toffee TV.